I had planned everything: reservations at her favorite restaurant, a small velvet box hidden in my pocket, and the same bottle of wine we'd shared on our first date. 10 years of marriage deserved more than just dinner, but I wanted that night to feel like a quiet reminder of what we once were. The candles were set on the table, soft music filled the room, and the house smelled faintly of her perfume. But when she came downstairs, dressed up and radiant, she wasn't smiling for me. "I forgot, babe," she said, glancing at her phone as if the words barely mattered. "It's girls' night. We planned it weeks ago. Rain check." At first, I thought she was joking. I laughed, waiting for the punchline, but her eyes didn't flinch. There was no guilt, no hesitation, just a casual shrug as she slung her purse over her shoulder. "Our anniversary," I said quietly, as if saying it louder might make it more real. "You forgot." Her expression softened for half a second, then hardened again. "I've had a long week, Daniel. Can we not do this right now? I just need a break." A break. From me, apparently. The door clicked shut, leaving me surrounded by the fading warmth of food going cold and candles burning for no one. I stood there in silence, the kind that hums in your ears when reality hasn't caught up yet. My hands trembled as I reached for my phone, but I didn't text her. What would I even say? That I missed her. That I'd spent the whole day remembering how she used to look at me like I was the only one who existed. I poured myself a glass of wine instead, trying to convince myself it was nothing. She'd been distant lately, yes, but people change with time. Maybe she just needed space. Maybe she wasn't lying. But the word "forgot" kept echoing in my head like a cruel joke. By 10:30, I couldn't take it anymore. I told myself I was just going for a drive to clear my mind, but my hands guided the car downtown, to the bar where her friends usually met. The place was alive with laughter and music spilling out into the street. I parked across the road, my chest tight with a mix of shame and suspicion. If she was inside, I'd walk away. That was my rule. But when I peeked through the glass, I didn't see her. Her friends were there, Sophie, Erin, but not her. I felt something shift inside me then, a quiet panic that burned hotter the longer I stood there. I called her. No answer. I texted. Delivered. No reply. The lie didn't hit me all at once. It came in waves, each one colder than the last. I got back into my car, started the engine, and sat there staring at my reflection in the rearview mirror. My face looked older, unfamiliar. Then I remembered the tracking app we'd set up years ago when she lost her phone. I opened it, hands shaking, and waited for her location to load. A hotel. My heart stopped for a full second. It was a place we'd stayed once, on a weekend trip before we were married. Back then, she'd said it was her favorite spot in the city. Seeing that address again felt like a cruel twist of fate. I told myself I wouldn't go. I told myself it was crazy, that I'd regret it. But my foot pressed the accelerator anyway. The drive felt endless. Every red light was another chance to turn back, but I didn't. I parked in the shadow of the hotel sign, my pulse drumming in my ears. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of lobby perfume and quiet jazz. The clerk behind the counter smiled as I approached. "Good evening, sir. Checking in." "Actually," I said, forcing my voice steady, "I'm meeting my wife, Sarah Collins. She might already have a room." He typed for a moment, then nodded. "Yes, Mrs. Collins checked in about 2 hours ago. Room 418. My throat tightened. "Thank you," I managed. He slid a keycard across the counter. But as I turned to leave, he called after me. "Sir, sorry, I think I gave you the wrong one. That's for 416. He swapped the cards, smiling apologetically. It was a small mistake, one that changed everything. Because when I stepped into the elevator, I realized 416 would be right next to her room. I don't know what I expected when I pressed my ear against the door. Silence, maybe. But I heard laughter. A man's laughter. The sound sliced through me. My mind tried to deny it, to make it mean something else, an old movie, a TV show. But then came her voice, soft and familiar, saying something I couldn't quite catch, followed by the unmistakable rhythm of movement, of closeness. The air left my lungs. I stood there for a long time, paralyzed. My heart beat so hard it hurt. I wanted to knock, to scream, to make it stop, but I didn't. Instead, I walked back to the elevator like a ghost, the world around me muffled and unreal. Outside, the night had grown colder. I sat in my car, staring at the glow of her room from the parking lot. My wedding ring felt heavy on my finger, like it belonged to someone else. Part of me wanted to drive away and never look back. Another part wanted to storm up there and demand the truth. But in the end, I did neither. I just sat there, gripping the steering wheel until my knuckles turned white. When my phone finally buzzed at 1:12 a.m., it was a text from her, still with the girls. "Don't wait up." That lie, so casual and practiced, broke something in me that would never mend. I didn't go home until dawn. The house felt foreign when I stepped inside, quiet, almost accusing. Her laughter still echoed in my head, mingled with the memory of our first dance, our vows, the promises we thought would last forever. She came home late the next morning, pretending everything was normal. She kissed my cheek, smelled of a different soap, and smiled. "You didn't wait up, did you?" I looked at her, and for the first time, I saw her not as my wife, but as a stranger wearing her face. "No," I said. "I didn't." And in that moment, I knew the anniversary wasn't the only thing she'd forgotten. She'd forgotten us. She'd forgotten me. But I never forgot that sound from behind the hotel door.